But what if we decided that the working people of the world were one group and the insanely rich of the world were another group? You could be divided that way instead, and then the working people of China would be able to help the working people of Italy or America or vice versa. Because guess what? We're not at war with each other. Do you think I have anything against a damn shoe salesman in China or a garbage man in Cuba? No, it's the ultra-rich of the world who are at war with each other, not us, not you and me. So as we continue to do everything we need to do to stop this virus, also keep in mind our world is evolving, and that can be a good thing. As the book, The Universe Next Door from New Scientist states, most hierarchical systems tend to become top-heavy, expensive, and incapable of responding to change. Let's see, top-heavy, check. Expensive, super check. And incapable of responding to change, ding, 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 ding. In fact, the Democratic establishment has just spent billions of dollars in the primaries to make sure that they do not allow change into our system. Oh my God, they hate it. They view change like a rock in their shoe. They're like, I can't get this thing out. God damn it. There's a guy talking about healthcare as a human right, and it really hurts every time I take a step. Anyway, when you end up with a top-heavy, expensive hierarchy that can't adapt, it creates a lot of tension. The resulting tension may be released through partial collapse. Collapse, say some, is the creative destruction that allows new structures to emerge. Partial collapse, you say? Hold on, let me look around. Check. I mean, but if this isn't partial collapse, I don't know what is. A lot of Kentucky Fried Chickens are closed. KFC doesn't close for like nuclear meltdowns. This is chaos. We are witnessing a partial collapse. So that means it's time for new structures to emerge. And we're in this together. It's not about nations or fences or political parties. It's about you and me and our neighbors and our friends and our shared humanity. You're not alone. We're in this together.
Batteries to power.
Not the right one.
Don't look too closely, then I'll see right. Defy me once and I'll be out of sight. Don't look back and fly. I'll be living life. It's the last day of my life. Don't make me stay and think I'll be nice. I'd rather fight and be the one who despises. Don't look back and fly. I'll be living life.
All right, kids, welcome to another exciting episode of the original Red Pill Show. Today is Saturday, March 20th, 2021. This show is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please use it at your own risk. Show is copyrighted by me and Freedom Revolution Network. No part of it can be reused, rebroadcasted in any way, shape, or form without our written consent, or you can just ask. And finally, show's opinionated. Under no circumstances whatsoever should opinions be taken as advice. If you're seeking professional advice, we strongly encourage you to hire a license if required person in his or her field there, little Tommy. Hey, man. No, that's his name. What's going on? Gonna fly without the soundboard, which I'm gonna feel naked not using it, but what the hell? Let's try it. All right, so what's going on? It's been a while. Hi, Bonnie. Yeah, Forever Still. That's the last day. That is Maya Schoening. She is an awesome singer. I cannot wait until if and when they get to the States. They're from Denmark. And life can get back to quote unquote normal. Whatever that means. Like it is in Florida. Florida is about as close as we're going to get to being normal with the crazy world in this pandemic that we're all trying to get through. So it's been a while since I've been on here. Some changes coming. I haven't been on here in probably a couple months, I wouldn't think. But I am on what? Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, what else? Podbean.com, Spreaker, I don't know, whatever. I encourage you to listen to this show, YouTube, till I say something. I'm sure I'll say it tonight. It'll be, oh, really? Coral Springs. Yeah, it's not that far from here. I'm in New Smyrna Beach. Love it. Just south of Daytona Beach. We just got over Bike Week, which was, I haven't been to Bike Week in like 10 years. And my son came up here with his girlfriend. He had a great time. Great time. People were actually acting normal, walking around, even kids without masks. It was almost surreal because we've all been programmed that if you don't wear a mask, you're an asshole and you're trying to get people sick. Yeah. Just for the record, my parents have both had COVID-19. My mom recovered 100%. My dad, it's still fucking him up a little bit. Sorry for the swear. He's still on oxygen, but he's going to be fine. And you would think, see, I'm not going to get into this just yet. I titled the episode, which is one of the rare times I'm going to talk about something. Inflationary vaccinations, and I should have threw racism in there because this is all tied together. Now, this is my opinion. This is my show. Oh, thank you, Bunny. Oh, and that's it here. So I look like Mr. T. I mean, I don't look like Mr. T. Nothing like him, but I'm wearing this necklace. Now, what this says, so we were at the Daytona Bike Week, and I have a dear friend I've known all my life, and we just reconnected. I know this ain't going to make any sense, but it's complicated. Reconnected after 5 years of not talking, and she was so sweet. And she let me spew off everything. She was my ex-wife's best friend for over 20 years. So she let me spew off what I had to say. We had to talk for like 3 hours. And she goes, okay, well, I have something to tell you. And it's all anonymity, totally anonymity. I'm not going to say because I don't do that. But I said, just say it. And she goes, I have stage 4 breast cancer. I'm like, okay. So she's doing great. She's in remission, this and that, everything else. So my son and I and his girlfriend were at Bike Week, and they had all those outdoor little thingy tent things or whatever. And there was a jewelry run, and I was looking for a crucifix. And I really couldn't find what I wanted because I'm not a big jewelry fan. I don't wear any rings. I really don't wear much of anything. I have no tattoos. I just, that's not me. And I was walking out of the booth, and the last necklace I saw is this one. And this one says, fuck cancer. Okay. So this reminds me of my dear friend who's kicking ass, and trust me, if anybody can beat this, it's her. So this just reminds me of that without getting into too many depressing negative details. So that's why I'm wearing this. So anyway, I titled this episode Inflationary Vaccines, and I should say racism, because we're all just being, in my opinion, this is my show. Okay. When I do it like once every 2 months, at least on here. If you want to express your opinion, then start your own show. Or actually, you could call in too. I don't mind that. My objective for people that don't know my show yet, it's not for me to convince you that I'm right. I don't want to be right. I really don't. I want you to think. So what I say, especially this episode, is probably going to piss you off because you're not going to listen to what I'm saying. And of course, I get a fucking text. I'm sorry. I'm going to watch the F-bombs. Never fails. You want people to bother you, start your show. It is not my objective to make you agree with me. My objective is to make you think differently, out of the box. The original Red Pill Show, period. Okay? I'm going to say things that you probably don't like, don't agree with, and everything else. And if that happens, then I'm doing my job. Although I'm not getting paid for doing this. But I'm just getting sick and tired of all the division. And when I played the intro, I forgot I had that one. And I'm just tired of the hate and the division and the 90% of people that are falling for this crap. Now, like I said, my parents have had this. And if you really want to get somebody to change their opinion on something, either have something happen to their parents or their kids. Now, people might think, oh, now since your mom and dad had it, you're pro-mask and pro this and social distancing and all that shit. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm even more stronger about it than I ever was, because there's a lot of things in here like herd immunity and I'm just going to say it. I mean, this, I can't really prove it. This is my opinion. I just think this was a political ploy to get rid of Trump. I really do. And if that's true all the way to the beginning of this, that's very sad. We are so screwed. So screwed if that's true. If that's true. But we're just going to play pretend and say, no, that would never happen. ever to get somebody out that's trying to make changes for the better. But then having a pandemic from China and call him a xenophobic and a racist to get him out because he was doing good things, in my opinion, was all used against him. Or let's just put it this way: if it wasn't planned, it sure was convenient. So the timing was perfect. So, which I've been told there's no coincidences. So, but be that as it may, for all of you that remember, and I used to do the show with Mel in the morning, and Scarlett and a lot of other hosts here. I don't even know what happened to my shit. My Red Pill Show thing's gone off of StreamYard. It's probably because I haven't been on for a while, but that's okay. I'm not angry. It's okay. Oh, fuck him. He hasn't been on it for 2 months. Okay. But I just think it was very convenient and very suspicious. And this network, by the way, this network's not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Skylar's not going anywhere. Dwayne's not going anywhere. Everybody else that's been here isn't going anywhere from what I know. And there's more shows coming. Just got the inside scoop a couple hours ago. And it's going to be for the better. Trust me on that one. But way back with Mr. Peabody and the Time Machine, when all this stuff started, Mel and I, Scarlett, pretty much everybody on this network is like, okay, we need to do something about this and lock everybody down. And they didn't. Why? You have to ask why. Why in God's name wouldn't you lock people down if it was as big of a deal as they said it was? Oh, you can't stop flights from other countries. You're racist. Okay. But you can limit travel, domestic travel for people in this country, allegedly. Now I'm hearing that you're not going to be able to even travel out of the state without a vaccination card, let alone get on a plane or go out of the country. But you know what? You can just sneak right in across the border and fucking nobody's going to do shit. You don't need a card. Just come on in. We'll pay for everything. None of this. I mean, come on. Does it make any sense? I say no. Other than to make somebody look horrible. Now, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that's what it was again, but you have to look out of the box from the outside and go, you know, it really is kind of suspicious. You know, you don't have to see a duck to know it's a duck. If it's quacking, it's probably a duck. So I just had to start it with that because from the get-go, this whole thing has been handled wrong. Instead of being proactive like it started to be and really concerned about it and contain it, now it's turned into lockdowns, losing your job, losing your business, losing your house. 2008 all over again, just a different way. You're an asshole. You're trying to kill people. You don't wear a mask. Blah, 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 blah. For those of you that don't know yet, and get your head out of CNN, Florida is quote unquote normal as far as now there's social distancing. I've been here since October. There's social distancing. You should wear a mask. There's no mask police. It's up to you. Quite honestly, again, do your homework. If you're not wearing an N95 mask or above, it's not doing jack shit. Somebody just said on the Alex Jones show, a doctor, go back and listen to it. that wearing just a regular paper mask, a cloth mask, is like a chain link fence. It's not doing anything. So, do I wear an N95 mask? I actually did when I was in Colorado because I did my homework. And believe this or not, I ran a service call in a hospital in Boulder, and they took my temperature and asked me all these questions on this crap. And they actually said, you're going to have to put a mask over that N95 mask because of the respirator. And of course, I didn't say anything because I'm doing my job and I'm just compliant, which is one of the few times. And I put a mask over my mask. So I'm wearing a mask that, by doing your own homework and facts, that does anything. But then you got to put a mask over your mask. I'm like, whatever. Okay. So I did. But now it's come to the point where we got to shut everything down. It's 2008 all over again. This is all going to tie together. So be patient. People losing their jobs, half their income, lockdown, losing their rights, all for something that isn't any worse than the flu. And if it was really that bad, again, why didn't they lock us all down in the beginning? It's a good question. But they didn't. So now, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I kind of know. I don't watch the news anymore. I don't watch Fox News. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch any of it. If anything, I get my information from Infowars.com, and I'll listen to them through my computer when I'm at home or through my phone. And once in a great while, I'll listen to Howard Stern and Joe Rogan, which I think are awesome. But they don't talk about this stuff. I mean, Joe Rogan will, but Howard Stern is just so, I mean, he's so far off in the liberal side of this that I turn him off. I just don't want to listen to it. Especially from New York City, where it's just passe to kill kids with abortions. I really just don't want to hear it. You're holier than thou, but killing a kid, you have no problem with that. So I don't want to go down that road. But I will say this, because now I'm going to go into the vaccination thing. So women say, it's my body, this and that, and if I want to have an abortion, it's my body, my right. I don't agree with that, but that's fine. I respect it. You're going to have to deal with God in your decision. Fine. So if that's the case, then why is it any different when it comes to vaccination time? Why don't I or you have the choice what to or not to put in your body?
Well, it's because it's a vaccination and you're gonna kill people and blah 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 blah.
I am not going to spend a lot of time on this part of this because Scarlett's going to do a show on it. So I hope it's not a spoiler. But just I begged her. I go, if you're going to talk about it, which she is, please bring up the fact, because she's very knowledgeable in this area, that this is not your normal, traditional, I don't know what the words would be, technology or the way it's designed to do so in the past. This is allegedly a genetic code alteration to your entire body, to your DNA. Because this is where you're gonna not start liking me. That's okay. And I'm gonna say we in this, but I'm gonna say you. You're all a bunch of dumb fuckers because you're not doing your homework. And don't take my word for it. And I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a medical doctor, and I'm not giving advice. But Alex Jones on Infowars.com is all over this right now. He opened up the phones the past 2 days, I think, for people that want to talk about the vaccination, who are for it, against it, people that know people that got it, they got the first shot, they got the second shot, yada, yada, yada. I didn't hear, and I'll just say I didn't listen to the whole show. To be fair, I didn't hear one positive phone call out of any of that. And he asked medical doctors, nurses, again, people, friends of their family, their grandma, their grandpa, their mom, their dad. I'm just going to tell you that it wasn't good. But you're not hearing about that. And then, in case you don't know this, the hospitals get paid like $53,000 for every COVID-19 death that they have on their birth certificate. And there was allegedly people dying of other things, but they said the patient died from COVID-19. Because you're not going to get any money for somebody dying of a heart attack or heart failure or pneumonia. Sorry, ammonia is what you clean your fucking house with, which I got to do. So I'm listening to this and I'm like, what's going on? Not to mention the testing that was done for this type of vaccination was never passed by the FDA. They've been working on this technology for quite a while, and they couldn't figure it out. But now, since COVID-19, we need a vaccination and blah, blah, blah. So bypass the testing and animal testing right into human trials or testing. And we're basically in the test phase of this. So this is not your normal vaccination. Do your homework. I, for one, I'm not taking it. I've been taking natural stuff for it. Vitamin D, zinc, and the chichona bark. I think that's what it's called, which quinine's made from. Hydrochloroquine. Ever since the shit started. So I've been around people that have had COVID-19, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I'm asymptomatic. I don't know. I haven't had a temperature. I haven't felt bad. I mean, I felt like I got my ass kicked a few times, but that's because I've been working hard and I got a lot going on. But as far as my health goes, I'm fine. So do I care that if I'm asymptomatic and I'm a carrier? Absolutely. I mean, come on. Come on. You think I'm that big of an asshole that, I want to get grant? Here's where it's going to go into the racism part now. And inflation, which I've been calling since 2008. Because this is all going to hit at once. But, you want to kill grandma and grandpa or little kids or this or that, and you're an asshole. Yeah, right. That's that's what I want to do because that's me. Because I have no respect for life at all. I'm just an animal lover, raised my kids, had a family, still love my kids. Married for 27 years. Yeah, I'm just an asshole. I don't really care about people being successful and being able to feed their family and provide them a good paying job. No, ever. Although I was a business owner for 20 years. I don't give a fuck about that. Why do I give a fuck about you? Right? You're so wrong. Actually, if I didn't care, I wouldn't be on here. But you say stuff like that, or you make your own decision. Excuse me. Oh my God, I never sneeze. You make your own decision for what's good for you. But then you're called names for it. this is what this reminds me of. Now, there's no direct correlation to this, but the thinking process to me is the same. I'm old enough to remember around 1980, Rock Hudson got AIDS. And the whole AIDS thing came out. And Magic Johnson had it, and yada, yada, yada. Freddie Mercury, lead singer from Queen. You would not believe the homophobic, and I'm just going to say what was said. So, go ahead and take these sound bites and use them against me because you're going to take it out of context. But, all those fags and drug users, they should die. Fuck them. They should, they're getting AIDS or doing things they shouldn't be doing. Really? Yeah. That's what was said. And if you're old enough to remember that, and if you don't believe it, again, do your homework. There was such discrimination and just mean, inhuman comments because AIDS was killing gay people and drug addicts. Serves them right. Fuck them. Really? Yeah. And then, of course, we all got a little bit of compassion and kindness, or we found out one of our kids were gay, or one of our kids, God forbid, went through drug addiction intravenously. And whoa, doesn't that change your perspective? So we accepted that and embraced them and said, this is horrible. And you have the HIV cocktails. And I mean, Magic Johnson, from what I know, is still doing it. People that have it, they're not HIV, or the antibodies aren't showing up anymore. So whatever they're taking, it's negative. And then they were welcomed into society. But when Magic Johnson got it, there was comments that, well, should he be playing basketball? Because we don't want to get AIDS playing basketball with him. So it was all this out of fear, judgmental, reactionary asshole attitudes of hate towards people with HIV, being HIV positive. So now let's go to 2021. And now COVID-19 is flying everywhere, the coronavirus, whatever you want to call it. And if you don't comply to all the scare tactics of the social distancing and the mask wearing, you're being called out and you're being hated and judged. Now, is it exactly the same as it was with AIDS and HIV? No. But there are some similar correlations to the treatment and behavior towards these people. I have never seen so much hate directed at people in my life because you're not wearing a mask. And I was trying to think, I mean, hell, this was 40 years ago. So I was 17. I just turned 57 not that long ago, a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, when did society behave like this towards other people or a certain group? And it was when AIDS came out. That wasn't right. But that's the way it was. So it's very similar. Is it exactly the same? Of course not. But it's close. But the thing is now, if you compare it to AIDS, well, are you on the cocktail or are you on these untested drugs? Because I don't want you around me. I don't want to get HIV. That's how it was. I don't want you around me. I don't want my kids. I don't want to play basketball. No way. I don't want to be around gay people. I don't want to be around drug addicts. Fuck you. Stay away from me. Unless you're on medication, and then you're HIV negative, or at least the antibodies are showing that, then it's okay. I guess. That's what this is. And I'm just looking at how we're treating each other. Because if you don't comply because you're all scared to death of something that the chances of you getting are less than 1% from what I know, or at least dying from it, 1%, less than 1%. I just corrected myself. I don't know what the chances of you getting it, but the chances of you dying from it are less than 1%. That's that's really no reason to have a scarlet letter on your chest because you're not wearing a mask. Now, what do? I have one. I wear one at work. I'll put it on if somebody says something, or just to be courteous. It all depends on the mood I'm in. And it's not like, I want to save the planet, I'm going to wear my mask. Or then one day I'm like, fuck everybody, I want to kill everybody, I'm not going to wear my mask. It's not that. It's just a matter of living my life normally. I mean, every time I go into a strip club, which I don't, but if I did, I don't put a condom on. I might get laid. I should have fucking a stripper without a condom on, so I better be prepared. I mean, I don't know what analogy to use, but it's the mindset. It's called mind fuckery, is what it is. And I'm tired of the fuckery. Then you bring up racism, and it's like, oh my God. And quite honestly, the way we're treating each other, if you are racist, tell me the difference in your attitude and how you're treating people that don't wear a mask. It's the same thing. So it seems to me that racism is being fueled up for some reason or another. And then you just throw the anti-vaxxer, non-mask wearing people into that group. And now you got to hate them too. So it's just a clusterfuck, all in or all out mentality that's dividing us. And it's not good. Like I said, Florida, the governor down here, DeSantis, is getting all this press and recognition for actually handling COVID-19 pretty well. When I was in Colorado, the only reason I left is because they locked everything down and I got cut to 25 hours a week. Like a lot of people, or they lost their job, or they could work from home. I can't do that. I'm in the service industry. I have to go out in the real world. From restaurants to hospitals to offices to this to that to everything else. So I'm exposed, I guess. I don't know. But I got to pay my bills. And then you try talking to your landlord or your bank or credit union. Oh, Mr. Parsons, why are you late on your car payment? It's called COVID-19. Oh, so you're affected by it. That's a dumb fucking question, really. Who hasn't been affected by this? At least mentally. But monetarily and financially? Absolutely. Well, can you help me out? Nope. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you give the bill to China? Oh, you're racist. Okay. So to me, something's cultivating here to divide us even more. When it's not your fault and it's not my fault. Just like when you have a cold and you go to work anyway, and it's pretty much inevitable that someone's going to catch it from you, but you don't have the attitude going to work or walking out the door that, well, I got this cold, so you know what? Somebody else could be sick too. Fuck them. No. You go to work because you got to pay your bills. And if you don't have any personal time off or sick days, you're not going to get paid. So I would find it hard to believe, unless you're a real asshole, that you're going out with a cold to get other people sick at work. I highly doubt it. Although if you're the healthy one at work and somebody comes in with a cold, you're like, stay the fuck away from me. Nice to see you. Good morning, but stay the fuck away from me. I don't need to get sick. But not when it comes to this. It's just all mind fuckery. And it all ties together. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about, which is not directly correlated to this, but it is indirectly, and that's inflation. Now, here's another thing that nobody wants to talk about or listen to or think about. But ever since 2008, after the meltdown, number one, that's why you're listening to my voice, because that's what finally woke me up. Different things wake up different people, whatever it is, if they ever do wake up. I really hope COVID-19 wakes you up. And instead of, oh, well, they would never do that, or they would never have a meltdown and bail out all the banks, and not one person would go to prison for being naughty and losing my house and my job and what, I mean, they would never do that. Okay. Guess again. So you have to step back and you have to go, wait a minute. That's not fair. What the fuck's going on? So if COVID-19 is not making you say, what the fuck is going on? Then I just don't think anything's ever going to wake you up. But I'll tell you what, there might be one more thing, and that's going to be inflation and hyperinflation. Now, I learned all about this stuff back in the 2008 meltdown. And I did my education on the Federal Reserve, monetary policy, printing money, quantitative easing, credit default swaps, fucking repos, all this stuff. It's just all a shell game. It's all mindfuckery. They just keep kicking the can down the road. Go to debtclock.org and look at that webpage. And look at that debt clock ticking, 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 ticking. I think we're over 30 trillion. I could be wrong, somewhere around there. I thought we were going to be screwed when we hit 20. It's up to $30 trillion, and they're still printing and spending money like it's going out of style, which causes inflation. Now, just recently, the Federal Reserve and Chairman Powell came out and said, well, now we're going to try to, invoke, or I don't know exactly what he said, but, oh yeah, inflation's coming. It's like, yeah, no shit, really? Well, we're gonna try to create inflation. Well, it's already done. It's in the system. The only thing that's missing is velocity, because the bankers and the stock market and rich people got all the money. Us peasants didn't, because it's not being spent. That's why it hasn't happened yet, in my opinion. But it's coming. Now, again, for all of you that are old enough to remember the 2008 meltdown, listen to this, do your homework. President Bush gave everybody $600 for the most part. Shortly thereafter, oil went to $120 to $140 a barrel. Gasoline, you think it's expensive now, and oh yeah, that's really nice. It was $2.20 a couple months ago, and now it's $2.89 out here. But gasoline back in 2008, after President Bush gave pretty much everybody $600. $600. Oil skyrocketed to $120 to $140 a barrel. That came out to approximately almost $5 a gallon, at least in the state of Illinois. So I watched that, and I was taking mental notes. Most people can handle $3 a gallon. After that, it starts to hurt. $3.50, $4, $4.50 a gallon. I think it got up to $4.80 a gallon about that price. It was killing everybody. But see, now we're going to drive electric cars and everything is going to be perfect. So anyway, I did my homework on inflation, and back at that time, not anymore, because of my personal challenges and financial situations, but I started buying silver back in 2008 as an inflationary hedge. Now, in my opinion, and Gerald Celente just said this on YouTube, the markets are rigged. All this shit's rigged. Okay. Because if it doesn't go a certain way, certain people just throw money at it to make it go their way. Trillions of dollars, billions of why take billions, sorry, when they can make millions or fucking whatever. But a lot of people now, Trish Regan, Max Kaiser, the Federal Reserve, the chairman, they're saying inflation's coming. It's popping up left and right. But with all the money that they printed, and then now these checks, these stimulus checks coming out at $1,400 a crack, which is over double that President Bush gave out in 2008, and people are confirming this, that's going to be an instant dose of inflation, because now all these dollars are going to be circulating because us peasants actually spend our money instead of buying stocks or shoving it in a bank account, because we need money to survive. The ultra rich don't. So there lies in the difference. So all I'm gonna ask you, do your homework on 2008, President Bush giving the $600 stimulus checks. Watch what oil did. And not to mention food and everything else is going to go through the roof. God help you if you live in Texas. I heard somebody got a $16,000 electric bill in Texas because the windmills went out. That horrible thing that happened like a month ago. I don't know if it's true or not, but pretty much every facet of a peasant's life is going up. That's not me. That's just go to YouTube and type it inflation. Inflation's coming. Winter is coming. And y'all are going to go, oh, well, that won't happen. And we'll get UBI and blah, 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 blah. Listen, if your dollar ain't worth the paper it's written on, it's not going to matter, because the purchasing power is going to be severely diminished. At this point, what can you do about it? Probably nothing, really. I mean, Bitcoin is at 58,000, 59,000 a coin. And in my opinion, by doing my homework, which I've been watching it now for, well, I've been watching it for a while, but at least 3-4 years. The reason why, in my opinion, for the most part, Bitcoin's higher is because it's anti-inflationary on a global scale, because people can't figure out why. Well, why is Bitcoin so high? And people like Elon Musk and some other big institutions dumping like 1.5 trillion into it or some shit, or billion. Was it billion? Billion. I mean, the numbers are just ridiculous. Probably 1.5 billion, if I'm pretty sure, which will drive the price up. But Bitcoin, in my opinion, is reflecting inflation on a global scale. So for me, that's what I'm watching. Because I remember when it was $500, like back in 2015. And then I had some things I had to go through personally and couldn't buy it. And I never did buy it actually until a little while ago. But then it went to 3,000 and 5,000 and 10,000, blah, 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 blah. It's at 59,000. 61, I think, is the high for it. So if anything, I would just, and I do watch Bitcoin because that to me is an inflationary indicator. Because people are going to have to survive, and there's no way in hell you're going to make enough money to stay at the pace of high inflation or hyperinflation. But people are going to go, oh, no, the government will fix that. They can't. The currency is going to default eventually. Just like Weimar Germany, which then Hitler came in, coincidentally. Zimbabwe, Venezuela. There's a lot of world history. And I think we've even gone through it in the Civil War with the greenbacks and things of that nature. It has happened in this country, but it happened way back then around the Civil War. But a lot of people don't know about it. But it's never happened in our lifetime. And again, people are going to go, no, it won't happen. I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. But people aren't going to listen. And they're not going to do their homework. And they're not going to prepare. And they're not going to step out of the box and go, something's not right here. So if that doesn't wake you up the second time around with a financial crisis that's going to severely affect you like 2008 did, you're never going to wake up. But don't listen to people blame, oh, it was all Trump's fault. Of course it is. Everything's his fault. Blame it on him. No. It's been happening a real long time. Since 1971, actually, when Nixon severed the gold standard. But all I'm going to ask is just pay attention and quit calling people names and segregating everybody and blaming him for it. Because once this shoe drops with hyperinflation, if it happens, I mean, that is just going to, people, you talk about mindfuckery times 10. That's it. People are going to lose their shit. Because y'all are already. Over COVID-19 and racism. You really want to piss people off and put the fear of God into them. Start fucking with their money. Because that's it. But don't blame anybody and quit blaming your neighbor or a person of different color or a gay person or a drug addict, God forbid, or somebody that has cancer or somebody that won't wear a mask or somebody that talks different or looks different. It's none of our faults. You're being played. And it's not, I called you all stupid. You're not stupid. What it is you're too trusting. Now, you shouldn't go around being paranoid all the time. Well, who's going to fuck me now? Blah, 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 blah. Because you're just going to go crazy. But at least look at it and go, this isn't right. And backtrack and see the situation, which is all probably mostly politically motivated. This is horrible. Even the news is divided by politics. Are you kidding me? You're just supposed to report the news and let me think what I want to think. But now it's all divided. It's all polarized. That's not right. It has gone into our society so bad that this country is divided. And we should be, it's not the divided states of America, although it is now. It's the United States of America. We all should be, I don't care what you believe, this me, God-fearing, have some morals, have some ethics, and don't go around hurting people and try to do the right thing. And try to make somebody's day and be kind. But we don't do that. All because you're being told by a television what to think and how to think and pointing fingers at other people. because they're a Democrat or Republican or they're black or they're white or they don't wear masks or they're anti-vaxxers or whatever they are, or they're Christians or they're Muslims or they don't believe in God. Yada, 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 yada. But what's really going to happen and really concerns me is that when people can't pay their bills and they don't understand, nobody understands. I'm not saying I got all this figured out, but nobody understands the dynamics and what's going on here unless you turn that television off and listen to as many sources that are not politically motivated to make you think and hate the other people so the political party can advance. You have to listen and read and even engage in shows like this or Alex Jones or Joe Rogan or whatever ones that'll let you engage, or chat rooms. But don't spew out hate. Oh, you're fucking crazy. You're an asshole. You want to kill people or whatever. No. I'm going to quickly. I'm going to jump in the chat room. I'm going to open up the phone line here if anybody wants to. Share their opinion. I'm multitasking. I'm not looking for words. I'm looking for what to click on. There it is, voice. So it's 815-290-0912. And I'm going to jump in the chat room. Who's in here? Hello, total vagabonds. You know what? I'm watching Sons of Anarchy in Ireland right now. I've never watched that show. Ever. I'm cutting my head off, sorry, because I was showing my necklace. Where's Dwayne? He's such a babe. I don't know. I think he said he was going to go for drinks at a gay bar tonight. I can't really remember. Bonnie's in there. Casimiro. Hey, guys, what's up? La 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 la. Who else? I'm just going through chat rooms here to say hi to everybody because I big hello from the beautiful Emerald Isles. Hope you're good. I'm awesome. I really am. I'm concerned, but I'm awesome. I mean, what can you do except a stupid podcast and just try to get people to think and chat? All right. So what do you got? J-Lo. She's been here a lot. Are you and A-Rod really getting divorced? Because I saw that. So she's going to be single again. She's in the chat room. Scan. And I can't read the other one. And I'm going to go to Spreaker, and it's the last one I'm in as far as chat room. If I can find it. There you are. I need an engineer. There's nobody in that chat room. It's kind of weird because some people sometimes are and then sometimes are not. But if you really, just for you that are listening, unless you're listening to this live, and even then I think the algorithm kicks in with music because music's god awful and horrible and we can't play that because of copyright issues. Spreaker doesn't do that. So if you ever want to listen to this show through the podcast, I highly encourage you. Sometimes it's good on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, but it's always good at Spreaker. So you have to download the app and then you'll get notified and blah, 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 blah. So, but that's all I got. An hour right on the money. So I'm done. That's long enough for Saturday night. I wish I could say I got a hot date and everything else, but gasoline was $3.25 last time I bought it in Puget Sound. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Well, that's because you're in a Democratic blue state and they tax the shit out of everything. Illinois is doing the same thing. I just don't know how long they think they can tax the piss out of us to make their budget or their shortfalls or whatever. I mean, you can't get blood out of a turnip. I don't get it. They all should be being nice to us and let us keep our money so we can get through this, but that's not how they think. Yeah, Spreaker's good. Spreaker's actually my favorite. It really is. Followed by Podbean. And then I'm trying, I told Scarlett this tonight or earlier. YouTube and Facebook and all those other people that are basically infringing on your First Amendment. Yeah, you don't want to give them the censorship ability to block you or edit you or censor you or whatever. That's why I just like doing, well, this is good, StreamYard, in this network, Freedom Revolution Network, and Spreaker, and Podbean's been cool. But that bypasses all that crap, but you have to use your phone to listen and have an app for the most part. There's a Podbean app, there's a Spreaker app. But, this is cool too. So I just like Spreaker, like I said, because I love music. And every time I play music, the algorithm kicks in and it messes it all up. And then you can't enjoy it. And it's irritating. So, all right, that was your last chance call. It's at 815-290-0912. I think it works. Been a while. But I'll get on here more than that. Like I said, some things are going to be changing and going on here at this network. And I think you're going to be, I hope, well, if you're not happy, that's not my problem. That's your problem. But I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. But I just ask you to have an open mind and think, yeah, it works. Okay. So if that's that, that's that. So I'm going to probably end the show. I don't know. This was like a last minute thing that I decided. What are you saying, Bonnie? Feels like they are trying to break down our economic expectations and lower them to what the rest of the world has. I think that was the Dems' plan. I think so too. Here, I could show that, right? There we go. Yeah, I think so too. It's a race to the bottom. And ever since, well, I've been paying attention, 2000. I think I knocked myself out of here. I'm sorry. It's all race to the bottom. I hit my mouse accidentally and it's gone. I'm like, oh shit, what did I do? So I always mess up one show somewhere or another. No, they didn't shut me down. Am I back? I'm back, right? I'll be back, asshole. I came back. Am I done? Am I back? Right? I'm back. Yeah, okay. No, I did that an accident. And I got a new Mac and I'm navigating through it. And I accidentally hit the mouse and threw myself off the air, which isn't the first time. And it won't be the last. But anyway, that's it. But I'll be back. Yeah, this network is good. There's some things that happen that some people know and some people don't need to know. If you're a fan, you would know. But yeah, I love doing this. So Scarlett's coming back. She's going to be doing interviews. Scarlett is very articulate, very intelligent, very smart, very informed, and fascinating. I love having her on my show, and I love joining in on her shows, Clarity After Midnight. And hey, what's up, TLO? Hey, Grant, what's up? Yeah, it's been a while. I've been busy with life, so I didn't share a lot personally. I don't mind, but I didn't want to do it. Yeah, Scarlett's great. I mean, she's coming on. Dwayne's coming on. I don't know if he's going to be on my show. I don't know. There's really no fixed thing. There's more. There's new hosts coming on. Hopefully, they're an improvement. I'll just be nice about that. But yeah, I love this network. And I think TLO has his own show. I don't know. Right? But yeah, I've kind of been doing my own thing. And even when I'm doing my own thing, I'm lucky that I'm on once a week. But it's all for me a set schedule. So before I end the show, I'll add a little personal crap. I usually do this in the beginning to kill a half an hour, but I just decided to jump into this. So my friend has a Peloton bike. So you guys know what that is, right? It's a stationary exercise bike. Oh, good. We'll get your ass on here and you can have your own show. So, and TLO is great too. When he comes on this show, anybody's show, Dwayne show, co-host, whatever. So TLO is a great host, future host, whatever. It made my day to have you come on. Oh, you're so sweet, Bonnie. That's cool. I appreciate that. Just trying to make you think. You know that. You know me, Bonnie. You know that. So my friend's got a Peloton. And everybody that, you're welcome, Taylor. Everybody that is either, I don't know if this is true. I can't say everybody. Let's rephrase this. People that are like diehard cyclists or do this exercise spin bike crap have a great lower body. They have a great butt. They have great legs. It's like, what the fuck? Really? So I'm thinking, I'm like, well, it's a bicycle. It's like, that can't be it. Well, I got on this Peloton, and let me tell you something. You stand up. There's 3 positions. You sit your ass like you ride a bicycle, then you stand straight up, and then you lean over. And you do these, this is a plug for Peloton, by the way. You do all these exercises that interface coaches on the screen in front of you. And I think that's like $40 a month. But the bike's $1,200 and the programming's $40 a month. And I really can't afford that. So I got me a bike. It's actually here. I'll show it to you because don't pay attention to how fucking messy my place is. It's right there. So with me in the way. Here. Oh, can you see it? Let me get out of the way. So anyway, that thing was like $300 on Amazon. I'm like, what the hell? I'll try that. Yeah, it blasts your legs, man. And I'm like, and that's something, my upper body responds pretty well to weight training, but my legs are just stubborn as fuck. So anyway, I've been doing this thing. I started this morning. I just recently got this thing. And I couldn't do more than 5 minutes. It was kicking my ass because my legs were burning from this thing. So I walk and jog with Sherman. Okay. But yeah, you put your iPad, if you have an iPad or a tablet, an Android tablet, this is what you can do. I don't think it's the exact full version that if you buy the Peloton, because the Peloton's interactive more so with the bike. But you can join the Peloton workout, which is more than just riding this bike. There's other crap in there. And it's only $12 a month. But I'm pretty sure it's not exactly the same. It could be. I don't know enough about it. But if you want to, it's great for cardio. If you start working on your lower section, lower body, whatever, this thing, every person that has done mountain biking or this thing has awesome set of legs in them. Muscular and just fucking like, oh my God. And it's actually a weak point for me, at least when it comes to women. Guys don't really give a fuck. But I mean, because I'm not gay, but I'm not looking at them. But women, yeah. And all the ones that do this, they look hot as fuck. So there you go. That's that. So I'll keep you posted on that and updated on that. But I love this thing. And for $300, it's worth a try. So I'm going to go. It's Saturday night. Thanks for listening. Share the show everywhere it is, and we will go from there. All right. So have a great night and a great weekend. I'll try to get back sooner than a week for sure. You have been listening to the original Red Pill Show.